This is the grey retaining walls that I built for my A5 box file layout for the Jenny Kirk Monday Club show. And it doesn't look perfect, it's not fitted in place, but this was my first attempt at building these. And if I zoom back a bit, these are the lights that I got from Temu. Now, they're not brilliant. I need to connect them to a light source to show you how they are, but I'm impressed with them all the same. Hi, and welcome back to the channel. Let's get on with it, shall we? Now, we are up to figure 5 in the manual, so we need to, on there, add the top part of the wall onto these. So we're adding these onto there. First we have to hit the pegs off. Let's do that. Now these have been sat here for about 2 weeks since I did the last video, so they should be set by now. I will try to keep my voice as clear as I can, because trying to add my own subtitles is so tiring. For a 20-minute video it was taking near on 2 hours, and I'm going to take these off because they're getting in the way now. Also, I'm wearing a cap because watching my video back, I was getting so annoyed with my hair flopping all over the place. So this video is brought to you in association with Deadpool. You have a favourite, you have a choice of Deadpools. I hope you will go with the original Deadpool. Take all these pegs off, put them in the boxes, put these to one side. There. Now this is where I think we'll go with the brush on super glue. Hello, I think my phone stopped recording there, so let's start this again. I've got to glue this and this together, but that has got to go onto that first. So, the joys of YouTube. Now, if I do, I've got the same problem here. If I put glue all on this, it's going to go all over the place. So, I'm going to put the Pritt stick onto there. Hopefully that should sort it. This is off so I can see what I'm doing. Don't be stingy putting the glue on. It needs to. This is definitely going to have to throw on it something. Okay. The inner back wall words go to the top. Get the big metal ruler. Place it up there. And line it up as much as we can. And then that is not going to work. That is going to need the super glue, I think. Is that working? It's working a little bit. It's not perfect. So yeah, I think that will need a bit of super glue. So we take our brush on super glue. Yeah, it didn't work. And we need to be quick with this because it will dry fast. Just push it on as quick as you can to the top cross beam, and the 3 struts. And then onto here. I'm going to get this aligned just perfect this time because it is super glue and you won't get a second chance at doing this. Just line it up there. And I went out and got some full-size clothes pegs. So use that and just attach it to these 3 areas. Be careful with it because it is cardboard after all, so it's only fragile. And put another one just there for good use. So there we are. We have a little peg man, which I'll put to one side while it sets, which shouldn't take very long. I can go there. 3 more to do. Peg, peg. Taking these off the side and putting the pegs. Oh yeah. Try and keep your fingers away from the brush as much as possible, because this will stick to your fingers like nobody's business. And go. Wrong way. Maybe better. It's a thicker edge. Lean it, glide it against. Round. And take the metal ruler so we can line it up. This is where metal set square would come in handy. And there we are. Now I have. It's dried already. So yeah, I need to be quick about this. Quicker than I was. But maybe going over it with the Prit stick and then going over with the super glue is an idea. Which might keep the super glue from drying as quickly as it did. That does not want to stick. So holding in place. Is that holding? Yes, that's just holding. We get our big pegs just to make sure. This is going to need to be. I'm going to need to go over this again. There's 2. I'll do these pegs, so I don't have to worry about them. Try that again. There. Go over the. Ooh, picked up by the glue bit. Over there with the Prit stick. And then quickly over with the super glue. think I might need new super glue. There we go. I was just about to say, I'm noticing that the arches there, you can see some white. So we'll need to go over that with the Sharpie later on. But earlier in the week, I went out to town and I bought some kids felt tip from the range for £1. And they should do the trick as well. This is not working properly. So at some point I think I might have to get the PVA onto it. But right now, I'm just going to put this like this. I'll worry about long-term gluage later on. There are 4 of these, remember? And I am going to go for the copy decks. If you don't like the smell of fish, you're not going to like this. Fortunately or unfortunately, because I grew up in the northeast, Sunderland to be precise, we would get, well, we had the docks, and so we got a lovely mix of freshly caught fish on the dock side. But then half a mile up the road, we had a brewery, and the smell from one was bad enough. But when you had both at the same time, oh, it was horrible. Now copy decks is a bit like PVA and super glue combined, but this is going to take a little longer than the Pritt stick to set. But almost as quick as the super glue. I'll come to this one last because I think I might have to get something on it. I'm not sure that's perfectly aligned. Okay, put that to the side. Where are we? Okay, we are now at figure 6, which is here. Now this will be slightly different for the double O scale. But now we're back to cutting out these bits. Now these are the plinth strips. They will go in between the two. So let's take this off. It should be dry by now. And get the knife and cut these out. Now, always cut away from yourself, she says as she cuts towards herself. Actually, I don't think you can cut away from yourself doing this. It's one of those weird things. But just keep, see, it's coming away now. Just keep going until it comes away. I need to go over them because there's a few rough edges on there. Is that coming away? No, it's being a pain. Right. Almost done there. Put that to one side. Don't bin that yet because there are the square pieces that need to go on. And careful with your knife. Like I wasn't just. Now, there are two sides to these. There's that and the opposing side. We want to mount this so the decorative side, is that the right word? Faces up and it goes on top of there. I think it might be easier to glue it on the bottom of there. What I'm going to do, let's see, I'm going to run over it with the Prid stick on this. Let's see if that can do the trick. I don't think it matters too much which way goes which. It's just got to stick out a little bit. So it's on there. Look at kind of plinth that you might see pigeons or other birds sit on. Doesn't want to stay in place. It's being a pain. Over big pegs, and that's not going to work. Right. So I'm just going to have to be a little patient with that. And we have 4 of them to do. Yeah. And the bit that sticks out should be on this side. That's the problem with these fiddly little things. A few seconds. And then hold it up. Okay. Just wipe off any excess glue with your finger. Should be fine. Now I've got 8 of these little, can't remember what they're called them a second ago. And I think they go onto the top here as well, but I'm just going to check the instructions, see if that's the case. Yeah. So, got them on the bottom there, and now I need to put them on the top. And it's going to be so much easier if we do it before we glue it onto that. So, now we take the rough side and run the glue along that. Like that. And making sure that it protrudes, big word for me, in the same direction as either one. I've got muck on it already. What am I like? Right. I'll try and clean that up later on. And there we are. We have one of them. And 3 more to do. And this mat needs a serious clean. It is messed up. If my cap is getting in the way of the camera, you need to tell me. Although by the time this goes out, that'll be too late. So don't tell me. There's another one. Go. It's nearest, damn it. Again. Let's try that again. I don't think the glue went on it properly. The glue stick is looking a right mess now. Anyway. Right, this is trying my patience now. There we go. It's on there. Remember, these are retaining walls that will be out in the wild, so they're not going to look perfect. So if they do look messy and horrible, don't worry about it. Add something to them. While I'm doing this, if I can figure it out in the edit, I'm going to show a photo of the class 43 that I mentioned earlier, the one that had a problem at my local club. Because part of the upper body melted. Now, once adding the bits together, again, the bottom here, so, it's slightly easier than I thought. I'm going to glue the bottom, the rough part, with the Pritt stick again. And be generous with this glue, because of how it's got to fit on. Now on the green mat, or your cutting mat, bring them along to either end and just try and get something flat and push them together. Just hold that for a few seconds and hopefully that should do the job. Just about. There we go. And there's that side. Now we do have the extra red brick sheet, which I think, let's see, is it cut to size? I think I might have to cut it to size if I wanted to do that, but this is most likely, that side is going to be hidden by, I'm not sure what the right word is for it, but it's not going to be in view, so it won't be a problem. Unlike these pegs, which are being a pain. So, more glue. Applying lots of glue here, and bring it down, and take the peg. Just trying to push it. I can hold it together, the bottom bit together with my fingers. I'm pushing against the middle stone piece, I think. But I need a flat surface for the top, and there's two. Where's it? There we are. I'm going to do this third one, but I'm going to leave that fourth one to dry. So I won't show it on this video, but once once I've done 3, you don't need to see me do another one. I don't think you need to see me do the last 2, but there we go. Still a bit wobbly. That's still not perfect. This might be the one I did second that needed the extra. Yeah, it looks like it. Because the brush on this is gone hard. All that together. Try that again. Adding lots of glue. If I'm right, this is PVA in a more solid form. There, and put it in. I'm going to stand that up there so that the glue doesn't stick to anything. Saying that, I'm going to put it on here so it's supported. Now, on to the next part. We are needing to build these. There we are. In the photo, these are the tower sections in between, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So, back to the triangles. We take 4 of these this time. Make sure all the bits are chopped off them. And we glue them together as before. But this time, the 5th one, where's the thing, has a little cutout section here. I have no idea why. I'm sure there's a reason, but I haven't a clue. This is where the big pegs come into play. So, I'm going to take this scrap piece of paper, actually I'm going to take this scrap piece of paper from the pegs and just flatten the glue down. It's cleaned off a bit. And start again. Right. So, one thing I've noticed with these, they seem to be cut at opposite angles. So there should be a 90 degree going up on all of them, but there's a 90 degree, a different degree. Well, they seem to be back to back. And that's when they're all facing the right way, the same way up. So there we go. And to there. To there, line that up. Wiggle it out. It's not going to work. Line that up. Send there. Now use a peg. Smaller. There we are. Right. Go, that's onto there. Make sure it's lined up properly, push that in. Do the next one. Apply as much, you apply the right amount of pressure, then you shouldn't need to move whatever you're using, but I'm similar to this, to line them up and keep them in place. cutout section goes to the back. Again, don't ask me why, but if Metcalfe want to go into the chat and say, oh, this is the reason why we do it like this, because blah 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 blah. Because I really do like when things make sense. Take our big pegs, and as before, with smaller ones. There we go. 4 more sets to do. Joy. that those pillows are done, we have to wrap them in this. The end column back wall. So, back to the instructions. Figure 7. The column has 4 sides that fold around a central support made of 5 grey card spaces. That's what these are. Cut out 5 spaces, we've done that. And place on the surface, we've done that. Okay. Place spots of glue on the 4 spaces, we've done that again. Here we go. So we pick them up and take them out of this. And we're doing what we did before. We're wrapping them then in this. So, just to the camera, just pull back, and it won't take much. Just pull them back just a little bit, and then it will fold back. And again, got the white bits that we'll need to run the Sharpie over, but that can wait until we've got them in there. Now, going from here, because it should be set properly. Okay. Now, it says with the cutout section facing me, so that's on my side. That notch goes to the back wall. So that notch goes there. So I think the notch is purely to indicate where it goes in here. So let's take our Pritt stick, and again, don't be shy, just slather it in the Pritt stick. This tip really is wobbly. Okay. And fold the end column back, and we put it in. And then stand it up, and it can go up against a good edge like that. And then we simply fold it in. Take our pegs and we hold it in place. Now I can already see that it might be trying to come loose, but that is a fix for a later date. And we now have another 4 of those to do. Got to bend it into shape first before I get more glue on my fingers. Just about get another 2 pegs there, but I might be pushing it. There we go. Oh, did say it was pushing it. Okay, the mini pigs would definitely not be able to do that. Again, before these go on your layout, remember to colour in the white bits. You could leave them if you want, but it can be glaring if you don't. to take some damage off this table. Okay, that's that there. I've got 6 of these, but I think one of them is from the previous build I did. Line that up so it's square. Seems to be lopsided, but it's brickwork. In an outdoor setting, don't worry about it. Run that off of the super glue a little bit. There we go. Hopefully that holds it. So I put that one to one side, because that's for the other colours. Something different with this. Might work, it might not. Okay. Oh, that wasn't going to work. Okay, there we are. Good. Now, I'm going to let them set a little bit. But this is not the end of this video. I'll just come back once I've had some breakfast. So don't go anywhere. 2. Right, now the last bit of the build, we need to cut these out and install them onto the pillows. Pillars? Pillars. Now if we have a look at figure 8 on the instructions, where is it? Come on, there it is. I can't see the camera. What we're doing, taking a pillar, and we're taking one of the larger squares and putting it on top, and then one of the smaller squares on top of the larger square. So what I'm going to do is cut out the smaller squares first, glue them onto the middle of the larger squares, then cut the larger squares out, and I think that will be the way to do it. Here goes. Okay. Looks like they don't really need cutting out, although it might be an idea too, because this one has some little bits on it. Pop that out, pop that out. So we have 5 little squares and we have 5 big squares. Now, is there doesn't appear. You might have to look very closely to see which is the right way. But once you pick one, then it should be fairly easy. But while I'm at it, I did get some tweezers from the shop the other day, so let's see how this goes. These were only £1.50 from the local cheap shop. Now which ones should I try? These ones have, can I find the camera? Yeah, they might be better. So, yeah, put the glue on the side that looks the roughest, and then take that, place that in position, and use the other little tweezers that we got there. And that's about as close as I can get it. There, in the middle. Hold it in place. Do it about till it's seated just right. You don't have to do this, but this is a very fiddly operation. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I have to cut these out again. Just little pressure, not a lot. There's one. Gluing them on while they're still mounted there might just be the easiest way of doing this. Just pops out once you've cut down either side. I have managed to give the cutting board a bit of a wipe, a bit of a clean. I used a wallpaper scraper just to try and get some of the glue off. But I will still pop it in the sink under some fairy liquid. Try and get it nice and clean again for the next build. Okay, and that can go in the scrap pile. Now, next bit, these, let's see if you might just squint, go on there as toppers. So, with the writing on the back, as so, because I'm doing it back to me. It should line up. Can you see it? Yeah, I can see that. These will go. Something's not right, they're not lining up properly. Not quite sure. Put those on there, like that. Okay, so I'm gonna try this way. Glue these, really go to town on them, and then take these and just place them where you think the middle is. Actually, I'm going to really put some stuff on there as well. I'll always take the excess off later. That glue stick does not want to stand up. And that, where is it? Should be that. Let's do another 4 of those. Just, let me see, just over the edge and there. I've got glue and bits and hair all over me today. Now, using your tweezers, use the outside of the larger square. Don't be tempted to grab hold of the little one, because it might not have set properly yet. I'm missing. I'm missing a pillar again. Check that photo. That. There it is. Knew it was somewhere. Move that about into position and then put to one side. Now that's pretty much it for this build. I will be putting them in place at some point, but this might be viewable on here. This is what they should look like together. Use that ruler to line them up against it. Now, I'm not going to finish these off until they're ready to be put onto my layout, and at the rate I'm going, it might just be ready for these about 5 minutes before the next millennium. So I hope you're not in any rush to see this actually happen. Now, to glue these together, obviously you've got to know where they're going, but I would run the glue down that edge, because if you run it down these edges, you're going to have glue in plain sight where you don't want it. So, I'll call it a day on this. It will feature, many of these will feature on my layout at some point. So subscribe to the channel and you'll find out. But no doubt I will share a link to it somewhere. If you want to buy any of these items, there should be affiliate links in the description. I always suggest going to your local model shop though. Support your local hobby shops, because otherwise you're going to lose them. And with that, happy modelling and see you on the next video. Just thought I'd add, this is how it should look the right way around. I realised for the camera it was upside down, which could be a bit confusing. But here we go, let's have a look. There's the top. And it's slightly askew, but we can just blame dodgy workmen, i.e. me.